Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard tarot reading, so if you want to come in and get a message from the cards, come on in, have a seat, and get comfortable. We'll start in a minute or two. Some quick announcements. First and foremost, if you guys like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons for me. That lets me know that you guys like what you see, appreciate the work I'm sharing with you, and want to see more. I've included links to my Ko-fi page, my Patreon, and my other social medias. So if you want to get in touch with me outside of that, if you want to leave a tip or request a private reading with me, it's available for you to do so. Please know though that the supporting me on Patreon and asking for a private reading, those are optional. Those aren't obligational. So if you can't right now, or if you don't feel that I have, if you don't feel that I can help you with anything, that's fine. Don't worry about it. It's there for you and for your consideration. So again, thank you in advance for those of you that do. It's muchly appreciated. Finally, I've included a list of the decks I'm using for this reading, as well as the timestamp for the bonus reading, because we do have a bonus reading attached with this video. So I'm excited to share with you what I have, specifically because I have two new decks that I would like to trial run with you guys. So yay, let's get into it. Clearly not excited at all. I just said I was. In any case, let's get into the cards and see what they have to say today. So, we're going to start with the Warrior Woman. This is asking us whether or not we've answered our deepest calling. Okay. There's Warrior Woman. Okay. We have You Got the Love, which represents Hadrian energy, codependency, and boundaries. Okay. Okay. So there's You Got the Love. Okay. Now we are looking at Psyche. Okay. There's Psyche. Let's hold it that way. Hopefully you can see that. Sorry about the glare though. That's Psyche. Okay. All right. And we have the Seer. So honestly, there are some of you who are coming to this reading who have had this feeling that you are meant for something more. You're meant for something far greater, far more intense. You're meant to do something bigger than you. Okay, and of course I'm getting here with the Seer card and this card for Psyche. Okay, and now the thing with these are that they don't have the meanings written on the card, so I am going to interpret these intuitively rather than by the book. So again, I'm getting personally, you're deeply intuitive and you have a good understanding of who you are, how you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're trying to do with yourself. Okay, and all of that's pushing you towards something, like I said, something bigger, something a little bit more than what you might have thought you could ever achieve. Okay, and part of this has you questioning whether your situation, where you are right now, is that all you'll ever have? No, I don't think so. Okay, because very, very, very often things change. okay? But in this case, you have this feeling that you are meant for something more, and you're being asked to dig deep and find what that calling, what that inner voice is telling you, and how you're going to move towards it. Okay, and I hope that makes sense. However, within the sphere of you making that move forward, there will be people in your way. There will be people along the way who are saying, they're questioning you, they're trying to bring you up on your choices, why you're doing what you're doing. That's not comfortable, it's not fair, it's not, it's not it. That's not the vibe you want to be going for. Okay, and this is where I think the boundaries aspect of this card comes in, because you're saying, I know I'm meant for something more. I know I'm meant to do something bigger. Okay, you're trying to project insecurities onto me. You're trying to keep me where I can't be anymore because I've outgrown this little thing that you're trying to put me in. You're killing someone's darling. Okay, and I say that a lot in situations like this, but the fact of the matter is that you're meant for something bigger, and the little box that they're trying to put you in doesn't fit you anymore. And it's not you that's scared, okay? It's not you in particular that's scared about it. It's these people outside of you, okay? So let's see some tarot. Let's get into our tarot reading and see how we can supplement this situation, and what's going on. Why are we seeing what we're seeing in our oracle, and how can we make the most of the information we now have? Okay. Okay. So we're going to start. Fortunately, we're starting with the Three of Feathers. This is the Three of Swords. So there's a sense that, there's a level of heartache and pain that you're having to address within this issue. Okay, hasn't necessarily. I don't think that's necessarily come as a surprise, because we're talking about these other people outside of you being uncomfortable with you growing and expanding. While I don't want to minimize the feelings, it was kind of like, okay, well, I'm going to be making some choices that may piss people off. It was that kind of emotion. So I do think you saw a bit of this energy coming. Okay. We're seeing the Three of Feathers. We're also seeing the Chariot. I love this. We're seeing the Chariot and we're seeing the Wheel. Excuse me. The fact of the matter here is that even if you're carrying a little bit of heartache at this time, excuse me, even if you're carrying a little bit of heartache at this time, you still know how to get your car down the road, okay? You still have the keys. You still can drive your power and your passion forward, because you know how to do that for yourself, okay? And you're doing this in spite of things changing, in spite of things looking weird. Maybe you're going into a low point, maybe you're coming back out into a high point. Wherever you are on that cycle, you're choosing to put your passions and your soul's calling first, above all of these people who would rather you stay where you are. Okay? So, let's see what else we need to see. What else do we need to see? What else do we need to see, please? How else can we supplement this energy here? Okay. Going to start Three of Swords again. Ooh-wee. Oh, somebody does not like that you're moving on. Ooh. We have Three of Swords. We have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, and the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Page of Swords. Okay. Yeah, like I said a bit ago, there have been some choices made on your part that have allowed you to see where your road is going to take you. That doesn't mean that you know everything that's going to happen, but you're very clear about, here's my direction, I'm going on it, okay? And there are people who would rather you not, which is shitty. And you're carrying that pain with you, but in spite of that, okay? In spite of that, you're working hard to juggle and to stay balanced, because you have an influx of ideas coming into you that you're now having to actually excuse me. I had popcorn for dinner. I think there's yeah, there's definitely a kernel of popcorn stuck in my throat. I apologize, guys. Anyway, so you made some decisions. You're carrying some of that emotional weight on your shoulders here, but in spite of that, you're working to stay balanced, because you have ideas that are now, ideas are coming to you, and they're probably coming to you quick, okay? But now it's time for those ideas to be actualized. Excuse me. It's time for those ideas to be actualized in your space. And it feels like there's a lot going on. Again, you have this Wheel card, okay? You have this Wheel card, but you also know that you have a sense of direction, and that this time in your space it's not totally formless. Whereas I think before you started getting these feelings, it's like, well, I'm here, something could happen, I'd be grateful for it, you know. Let's see what else we need to see. What else do we need to see, please? Okay. All right. So, yeah, we're going to start with the Magician. Okay. To start with the Magician. So if these Three of Swords cards are having you question anything about your abilities, I think it's time to put those to rest. Okay, because you have this Magician. So there's something in this energy that's speaking to your capability. Okay. Definitely got the chops here. Okay. Now we're also seeing the Six of Cups. Okay. There's our Six of Cups. And the King of Wands. Ooh, my friend. So, in order to make this magic happen, okay, you're looking at your inner child. You're looking at the things that brought you joy, that will allow you to reconnect with the things that made you the happiest. So if this is something that you wanted to do in childhood, let me give you a personal example. When I was really young, I would have given anything, and I mean anything, to be an actress, a performer of some kind, right? And I begged my parents to let me go be in theater to audition for things, and rightfully my mother said no. I was very nervous about it. I get why now. However, I'm starting to look at things that would allow me to be on stage to share what I have to offer in a way that brings me happiness and that makes use of my skills. Making YouTube videos maybe might count for that. But in any case, that how I see this applying to the reading at large here is that you're tapping into what brought you joy as a child, okay? And it's all of this work you're doing is allowing you to channel that passion safely, okay? This is something that you have felt strongly and deeply, okay? Even if you're getting this Three of Swords BS coming out. Nope, no, I'm doing it anyway. Proud and calm middle finger coming out. Not literally, but you know what I mean. I did it anyway. I'm sorry, guys. The point that I'm trying to make here is that you're doing the thing in spite of the pain it's causing other people. Now, I don't mean that to be that you're deliberately hurting people. I mean that there's something here that's saying, I have to do this. I have to try. I know this is something outside of your expectation, but I need to go forward anyway because I need to do this for myself. And I need to do what I need to do in order to get myself in a place where I can be at my best. Okay. All right. So let's see what else we need to see. We're going to do a final pull of our tarot, and then we're going to look at the hidden energy and the clarifying energy and see how this goes. Okay. So let's see a final portion of this tarot message here. Okay, so we have the Three of Wands. Okay, we have the Three of Wands. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Interesting. The Ace of Pentacles. Okay. And we have the Princess of Swords. I'm going to read this as the Page of Swords. Okay. So there is a sense that you're being called to be strategic about how you're going to do your thing here. Okay, and we got the Three of Wands here, which it does suggest patience. It does suggest a period of planning what you can and then leaving the rest to develop as it will. Okay, this isn't the time. We have the Page of Swords coming out as a repeat. So again, you're trying to actualize ideas and what you want to do. Okay, but this isn't necessarily the time to let it be nebulous. Okay, there is a sense of you needing to develop a sense of grounding. Okay, and because you're just now putting down the roots for this thing, it will take a little bit to it will take a little bit to to put down the roots and to get it stuck into the soil you're planting in. Okay, but going all the way back through, you have what it takes. You're clear and you're sure about what you want to do. Now it's a matter of actualizing it and getting it into a place where you don't have to worry about it, even if there's some loud, insecure voices. Those voices are not yours, okay? And you have the means of making things happen for yourself, okay? So let's see some hidden energy here. Let me get my cards organized here. Okay, so for our hidden energy, this is going to be what's underlying all of what we just talked about here. Okay, so we have the 10 of acorns or the 10 of wands. Okay, the 10 of wands. Okay, we have the 6 of cups. There's another repeat card. Interesting. So here's the 6 of cups. Actually, I don't think this is. All right, read it as a repeat card. 6 of cups is coming out again, guys. We have the 8 of pentacles. Okay. And we have the world. Okay. So there's a huge responsibility in doing this. Okay. And even there's a huge responsibility in this, but it's the kind of responsibility that you will happily take on. Okay. Again, this is the kind of thing that's reconnecting you with your childhood joy, with what brought you the most happiness, where maybe this represents a time where you were at your most free. Okay. But choosing to make what that was work for you now might not look the same, okay, especially if this is something you're trying to rekindle from when you were a child. I'm going to assume that if you're watching this, you're into your adulthood, okay? And when you were your 5-year-old self, you acted differently, you thought differently, your world was different, okay? And it's like I said with the acting and the performing. I would never, I have performance anxiety, something fierce, which is ironic because I make YouTube videos like this. But I would never be able to sing and dance and be an actress like what you see in the movies and on stage, right? But I do know I have things that I can share in this way, okay? And making your childhood passion work for you as an adult now might not look like what it was when you were little, okay? But the fact that you're choosing to try it and experiment with it and make it something that works for you now, that comes with the responsibility. And it's going to come with an element of hard work. This doesn't seem to matter, okay? The 8 of Pentacles is throwing yourself into a task head first and forgetting about everything else, okay? This thing, whatever this calling is, it means everything to you, okay? And you would happily do that if you didn't need to eat, sleep, take care of personal needs. You would just do that 24/7, okay? You could do that 24/7, right? Again, it's a responsibility, and it might be a difficult responsibility, okay? Let me bring up the World card here. You're willing to see it through to its completion. Doesn't matter how challenging, doesn't matter how long, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This means the world to you and you're going forward with it. Okay? Okay. Also, what I'm noticing here, what I want to oh, I see what it did. What I want you to notice here is the motif of the butterflies here. I think this is also a period of transformation and change. Okay, and you're okay with it. There might not be a fan club around it. Reminder though that you are supported. Okay, whether you believe that or not. Yeah, there is a period of transformation and change underneath all of this, and I think that's that's borne out by this butterfly motif and the Eight of Pentacles here. Okay, so that's the hidden energy. Let's clarify everything and see why. What are we seeing? Why are we experiencing this energy right now? Okay, so okay. We have the Queen of Shells. This is the Queen of Cups. Okay, Queen of Cups. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, we have the Seven of Wands. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, we have the Knight of Swords. Oh yeah, okay, and we have the Hierophant. Listen, the synchronicity in this is absolutely beautiful. Okay, and I'm gonna start. Actually, I'm gonna pull up these three cards here. Pulling up the Queen of Cups, the Seven of Wands, and the Hierophant here because this period of time is deeply emotional. Okay, and that I think that explains why we're seeing the Two of Pentacles. That explains why we're seeing the Three of Wands. There's a lot of the Three of Swords and the Page of the Three of Swords and the Page of Swords. I think that can be explained a little bit by the fact that we have the Queen of Cups and the Seven of Wands here, because this is deeply, deeply emotional. Okay, and with regards to the Seven of Wands, the emotion is coming from the potential realization that there are people in your space that don't have your back. They don't want you to do this. They might be well-meaning, but they're afraid for you. Okay, and that doesn't mean their fear shouldn't hold you back, right? I think there may have been a period where it may have. Okay, and that's now that you're choosing, you've really dug deep with yourself here to figure out what's right for you in this time. Okay, and because you've chosen to pursue the things that once made you happy, you're choosing to try and rekindle something from your childhood that made you the happiest. Okay, there are people who are afraid. There are people who are afraid for you. Okay, but you're not letting that hold you back, because whereas before it might have, now it's like, actually, no, I'm not gonna let your nastiness, I'm not gonna let your fear, I'm not gonna let your insecurity keep me from being happy. Okay, I don't have to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't need to pretend that your little zone of safety is my zone of safety. I've outgrown your expectations. I've outgrown your desire to be safe. It's your desire to be safe is fine. That's yours. It's not mine. Okay? I know what's on my heart. I know what's in my mind. I know that I have the ability to act and to plan and to get rooted and grounded. Okay? And I know what's on my heart to do here. Okay? Yes, you might be afraid, and that's fine. I understand it. I'm not minimizing it, but I'm going forward anyway. I'm going to choose to actualize the thing that is on my heart to do. Okay, and there's our Knight of Swords. Okay, these are the ideas that are popping into your head to do that are now becoming real and real in your space. Okay, all right. Let me take a breath there. Are we okay? We're good? Cool. Okay. Let's get into our bonus reading and see what we need to see, please. What do we need to see for our bonus reading? Okay. All right. So starting with our oracle, we have the mirror, which asks us who or what is triggering you. Excuse me. There's the mirror. Okay. All right. We have I'm sorry, which represents defenselessness, righting past wrongs, and uprooting. Okay. There's that. Okay. We have the Lady of Perpetual Rebirth. Okay. Ooh, okay. And we have the White Owl. I almost said Night Owl, but I do have some ideas. About this. So for this bonus oracle, what I'm seeing coming through here is that there has been some triggers that have maybe caused you to be more reactive than analytical. Okay, and that didn't cause a very good result, right? It didn't make for good results, and now you're having to kind of backpedal and figure out, like, okay, how am I going to right this wrong if this wrong can be righted? How am I going to reach back out and come to some understanding? Okay, I think some of you might be experiencing this with another person. Okay, there was someone that someone set you off and you may have lashed out unnecessarily. Okay, and yeah, there is something triggered you, and you're now having to backpedal. You're now having to certainly apologize or try and make amends in some way. Okay, I definitely think there's some healing to be had here. Okay, because this to me, what is being suggested by this card is that because of this hurt and because of this emotional reactivity, you had to retreat and put yourself in a place of healing. Okay, I want to note that actually looks like this person is wearing mourning wear, and I know that at certain periods of time there were certain clothing that you would wear after someone died. I'm not giving a specific time period, and if you know what I'm talking about, perfect. But there's been a period of maybe this is literal mourning, and in which case, my heart's with you. I hope that you are. I hope that you are on your healing journey as you need to be. Okay, so take it easy, take care of yourself. Okay, but you're starting to see that your actions here, or you're seeing that your actions here have had you needing to step back and be like, I messed up. I really messed up. I need to make amends with myself. I need to forgive myself. But I probably should work on forgiving this other person too, so I don't stay in this muck and this mire. Okay? All right. Now, you also have the white owl here. So I'm going to read this as you're definitely seeing new. You know what? I think there's a perspective shift here. Okay, because even if owls, I believe owls are nocturnal, so that they hunt at night, and I believe they have better eyesight at night. Check me on that if I'm wrong, please. You're seeing through the darkness to the thing that you need to do. Okay, and that's, I'm gonna leave that there. Might end up talking that into the rug here, but yeah, you're seeing through the darkness into the thing that you need to do to make amends for the fallout from your emotional reactivity. Okay, ultimately, this part sucks, and it's uncomfortable, and it's weird, and it's like I'd rather not do it, but I'm gonna stay stuck if I don't. So I'm gonna do the healing work to get my perspective to shift. I'm going to allow myself to come out of the emotional mire and make amends where I need to make amends. Okay. So let's leave the oracle for a minute and get into our tarot. Okay. Alrighty. So we have the Knight of Feathers. Okay. We have the Knight of Feathers. Alrighty. We have the Fool. Okay. Have the Fool. Alrighty. We have the Six of Wands. Interesting. Oh, and we have the Five of Wands. Okay. So yeah, I think part of this was confirmed by this Five of Wands here, that there has been some conflict that has put you in some emotional reactivity. Okay. This is what we talked about with our oracle, that something triggered you, and there's a bit of conflict going on right now, that you're kind of stepping back and realizing, like, oh, yeah, I messed up. I have to do something different. Maybe go apologize to some people, as uncomfortable as that is. It's starting, like I said, you're going back to people that may have gotten hurt and being like, hey, if you're safe, let's talk about it. I want to make amends, right? And this is where you're starting to take action, okay? Because your perspective on the situation has shifted. Now let me tell you how I got here, okay? It's shifted because you've done some growth, okay? This triggering incident and the aftermath of it has put you in a period where you might be starting over. And part of this is weird. Part of this is uncomfortable. But there's a leap of faith that's happening. Okay, this Fool card is saying, let me take this leap of faith. Let me try and make this right. Let me try and move us on from what happened, because we don't deserve to stay here. We don't deserve to stay in the dark and the dankness that is this emotional mire. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. I hope that was helpful and resonant with you guys. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I'm happy to help where I can. If you guys want to check everything out in the description, please do so. I am more than happy to help you where I can. I love you guys so much for your support, and thank you for being here. I'm going to call this video quits. But until next week, guys, stay safe, stay gorgeous. Love you lots. Bye, everybody.